God, you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't deny. Yeah. No longer blinded, I can see.
Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, if you are new, hi, hello, how are you? I'm Jasmine, and on this channel we talk all about faith in Jesus Christ, lifestyle, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Come join the fam. We would absolutely love to have you. In today's video, we are doing my June 2024 reading wrap up. I am so excited because I read 5 books this month, which is a lot more than I've read in previous months. My goal for the year was to just read 1 book a month, which was pretty sustainable, but I'm so excited to say that I read 5 books this month. And I don't know, maybe it's the Kindle, maybe it's not, I don't know, but I read some pretty good books and I want to show you guys what I read this month. The first book that I read this month was Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers, and this book I gave 5 stars. I have a whole vlog on this book which should be out by the time that this video goes up, so I'll link it in the cards up above if you guys want to check that out. It was a really good time reading this book. All the feels, all the emotions, all the good times. I felt the Holy Spirit in this book, and that's saying something for a Christian fiction book. I don't really feel the Holy Spirit within those books that much, but this book right here, I felt the Holy Spirit. I literally cried during this book. I loved it so much. So this book is about our main character, Angel. She's a prostitute and she has had a rough life. And we also follow the character Michael Hosea, and he gets her out of prostitution, and now he's trying to get her to live, to just accept basically that she's no longer a prostitute, that God really can forgive her for the deeds that she's done, especially since she was not the one that made that choice for herself. So it's just a redeeming love story between all of these different characters, and it really wraps up really nicely. So if you guys want to see my whole review, definitely go check out my whole reading vlog that I did on it. You'll get to see my real live emotions as I was reading that book. It was a really good read. For the second book, I decided to read something that was more on the lighter side because Redeeming Love was just so heavy. I wanted to read something that was light and fluffy, so I went with a hockey rom-com, and I'm so glad that I read it because it was so good. That book is A Groom of One's Own by Emma St. Clair, which I gave 4 stars. I gave it 4 stars because it made me laugh, it made me smile. I had all the feels, all the vibes. It was just a really good time. This follows our main characters, Eli and Bailey, and Eli is about to get deported back to Canada because he does not have his green card in the United States. Now, if he goes back to Canada, he will have to get his green card, which can take up to 6 months to a year to process, but his lawyer gives him an amazing idea, which is, how about you can marry somebody in 30 days? Although his lawyer was joking, Eli took that challenge. He took that challenge and he goes after our girl Bailey. Bailey works at a pet shelter and she's super quiet, super duper shy, and I loved Bailey. Bailey was literally me in a book. I wish I was playing with you, but literally Bailey is me in a book. She was so shy, so cute. But throughout the book, like, Eli is such a gentleman that that Bailey really had to take charge of some of the things that she wanted to happen in this arranged marriage agreement. And yeah, so it's a hockey romance, super cute. It was really, really funny. I love Eli. Eli is like a golden retriever type of boyfriend. He is like super like bubbly and giddy and all the things, and I really, really enjoyed reading this book. I loved relating to Bailey so much. And it was just really cute. So go check that book out if you haven't. It's a super quick read. I read it within 2 days, so it was really, really good. The next book I read was Just Don't Fall by Emma St. Clair, which is the first book in the Appy series, and this follows our characters Logan and Parker. And Logan has some problems. Logan's problem is that he was in the National Hockey League but got demoted to the Appy's Hockey League, which is a minor league, because he fought a fan. Yeah, he fought a fan. So he got demoted back down to the minor leagues, and he's called to the Appy's team. Little does he know that the social media manager is Parker, which Parker and him knew each other from when they were kids. So now they are meeting about 10 years later after he left abruptly, and it's just about them. They're rekindling. It's a second chance romance, of course. All of these books that I'm talking about, by the way, are clean romances, so I just want to let you guys know that. Once again, it's a rom-com, so I loved this book so much, but I did give it 3 stars. I gave it 3 stars because of the simple fact there was just some things in book 3 that wasn't lining up with book 1. And no matter how I read it, if I read the first book first and then the third book next, it still doesn't make any sense. And I don't know why, because this is a series that follows a different point of views of the hockey players and their own romance. So I was just really confused when the storylines weren't adding up. So there are some things that happened in book 1, which is Just Don't Fall, that should have been linked up in book 3, and that just didn't happen. So I gave it 3 stars. That was just me, because if you're going to make this a series, I'm going to need everything to line up perfectly. If something happened in the first book, it should still be the same in the third book. If you guys have read the books, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And another thing I have to say is, in the first book, I just feel like Eli was portrayed as like the player of the hockey team, and then when we get to his book, book 3, it's like he's like running away from women, doesn't really want to talk to them, doesn't like the attention of women that aren't Bailey. So it just doesn't make any sense that he goes from flirty player vibes to just super like uncomfortable around women that he would usually love to be around. So me personally, I thought that was a little bit of a flaw within the character, because he has to be either one or the other. Is he a player, or is he this shy guy that doesn't really like the attention of women? Like, which one is it? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. The 4th book that I read this month was The Do-Over by Bethany Turner. Now, I did haul a Bethany Turner book that I loved in April, which was Wooing Katie McCaffrey, which I believe I gave 4 stars. But this book that I read, The Do-Over, was highly underwhelming, and I honestly don't even know why I did not DNF this book. I should have DNF this book, because I literally hated every single minute of it, and I don't say that often. So I want to let you guys know that this book was just not my cup of tea. It was not good. If you want to see my entire review, I'm going to leave a link down below to the Goodreads, my Goodreads review on it. It just was not a good book. I gave it a 1 star. I was going to give it a 2 star, but as I kept on reading it, I was like, nope, this is a 1 star read for me. There's absolutely no way. I hated the main character. I forgot her name. by the way. That's how much I didn't like the book. So this book is about McKenna and Henry. McKenna is a lawyer that just got accused of embezzling about $300,000 from the law firm that she works for. So they have put her on leave, and she's an absolute perfectionist, so this has just ruined her life. And then she goes back home and sees somebody that she hasn't seen in over 10 years, which is Henry. Henry is now this famous documentarian. Is that how you say it? Something like that. Documentarian. He has always had a crush on her. Whatever the case may be. This was a 1-star read for me. As I already said, this book was not good at all. I hated McKenna so much. She was so freaking rude to her family. I'm talking about so rude. Did not even give her family the benefit of the doubt that they were going to understand the situation that she was in. She just wasn't a relatable character. She was the most annoying character I've ever read about. This book literally made me cringe on multiple occasions, and the way that she treated her baby sister was an absolute disgrace. Disgrace. It was disgraceful, it was disrespectful, and it was terrible. It was terrible. And then at the end of the book, she's gonna tell her baby sister that she's hated her for literally her whole life, and then her baby sister is just supposed to accept that and cry and give her a hug. What the heck are we talking about right now? You can obviously see I'm on fire because this book was just not good. It was not good. The next book I read was Absolutely Not in Love by Jenny Proctor, and this is the second book in the Appies series, and this book follows our main characters, Felix, who's a hockey player, and Gracie, which is a love interest, and Gracie hates hockey. She hates hockey players, and she has a rule that she will never date a hockey player because of things that happened in the past. Not only does she live next to a hockey player, but that same hockey player is actually her apartment owner as well. So the person that she pays rent to is also the hockey player. So she vows to never date hockey players, and Felix decides to go ahead and change that, and she gets to know Felix and starts to fall in love with him, of course, because he's more than a hockey player. That's just not the only thing that he is. He's so much more. He loved music. He loved he loved to hear her play. He was a bibliophile, so he loved books. So I loved Felix so much. He was such a cutie. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. Gave this book 4 stars. Still, there was inconsistencies, but this was such a cute book. I loved Felix so much. I loved Gracie. So cute. So I am now on book 4, which follows Summer and Nathan, which I probably will not finish until July. So you guys will see that in the month of July. As you guys can see, I was in a big hockey romance mood. I do have to say, if I had to date one of them practically in real life, it would be Felix, because he's so down to earth. He loves books. He is into classical music, which I'm not into classical music, but I still dig that. He's super cute. And then if I had to date somebody off of looks, it would definitely be Logan. Logan is super duper cute in my mind. He's super cute. And his looks are just superb to everyone else's. And he has short black hair, green eyes, a cut that goes from his lip all the way down to his chin. He's just so cute. I cannot with Logan. And if I had to go on a first date with one of them, it would definitely be Eli, because I know Eli would show me a good time with his golden retriever self. Honestly, right now I'm not done with the 4th book, but I don't think I would date Nathan at all. Probably have no interest in Nathan. He's cute, but he's just too grumpy. He's too grumpy for me. I can't. But yeah, so if you guys have read any of these books, let me know down below what your thoughts and opinions were. If you have not read any of these books, go read them. They were so fun, so fluffy, so rom-com-y. I laughed, I joked, I loved every single one of them. And if you want a good emotional book, go read Redeeming Love, babe. Go read Redeeming Love, because that book was good. Anyways, I love you guys so much. If you guys like videos just like this, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next Wednesday for the next video. I love you. Mwah. Bye.
I'm on my way to meet you. We gotta talk, you know. All these trials and tribulations got me tired.